this important history, you know. They don't get it.
I'm sorry about the finger marks.
That's right. So this is one way.
Yeah,
so,
one way.
Okay.
That's why one of the reasons why I choose what you call Genting is because it's safe.
Right.
Lots of humps, so that's why I never video us going down the hill, because we have to go real slow. Yes, this car is a very important part of Malaysian heritage, right, and also BMW heritage, right, in this country.
I think BMW Munich recognise that, and they make an effort to associate this car with their modern performance cars. But in Malaysia,
yes, they do. They say the M2 is what you call inspired by the 202 turbo.
So I got the car and I contacted BMW in Munich to verify the identity. And when I first spoke to them, they really didn't believe that I had this car in Malaysia. So I had to spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks sending photos and explaining details before they admitted or confirmed that this was an original 2002 turbo, and I've now got the certificate to prove it.
Guys, this is David driving the car down the hill. You sure you want to drive that fast? I love the car too much to drive it fast.
Luckily it's not too low, so it doesn't scrape that spoiler on the ground much.
Watch your brake temperature here, because the slopes are very steep and so they will overheat. This lady is 48 years old. quite a brilliant car, right? For 1974.
Right. Yeah, it must have been amazing when it came out, you know, to have 200 horsepower in a small saloon.
And that's what BMW has always been about, you know. I liked it when they have the 3 Series and you have anything from a 1.5 to a 3 liter in the same body, you know. And that's something the other brands could learn from. Fuel surge or something like that.
You know, because it's mechanical injection, it does take half a second to respond to load and throttle conditions, so you can catch it out if you quickly flick from power to brake, for instance.
Yeah, brakes are getting a bit hot.
Engine temperature stayed fine on the way up. It was lovely. So.
Yeah, it's the brakes.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about engine temperature and
the radiator is standard, right?
Yeah, right, but it's bigger than on a standard 2002, so it's a lot more cooling capacity. Sorry, I didn't see that one.
There's another one coming up. If I go to Penang and I see an orange 202, that's you.
That's me. Yeah. I don't have a modern car.
You don't?
No, well, because my wife has a modern car, but I don't. So I force myself to drive my old cars, because of course they need the exercise, right? And if you've got a modern car with air conditioning and automatic gearbox in Penang traffic, you're always going to choose that, right?
Yes, yes.
So by not having one, I'm forced to make a decision about which old car to drive.
But it is possible to fit an air conditioner, right?
So I've managed to fit air conditioning in this. I haven't finished the job yet. There's actually not a great deal of space to put the pump and the drive belts in, but you can do it.
But do you know there are electric compressors now?
Right.
You can buy it off eBay or
But you need a lot of charging power then, so you change the problem from being a...
Yeah, you need a bigger alternator.
Huge alternator.
And then maybe a bigger battery.
Right. So, yeah, I've stuck with traditional technology.
I think you can get by with just a bigger alternator.
Yeah.
Maybe 80 or 90 ampere hour. And because you can program, you can program the compressor to only start running when engine is on for a few seconds or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So, on a modern system with an engine management computer, the computer is adjusting engine conditions when the compressor kicks in to keep the thing smooth.
Yep.
If you put a big compressor on an old car, it'll stall the engine.
Yeah.
So you need to be a bit careful. So I always go for a small compressor.
Yeah, just to cool down the car a little bit.
Exactly.
So maybe an electrical compressor will work. Oh yes, the guy in Ipoh, He fitted an electric compressor to his Mini Cooper S. And I asked him, where do you get it? Shopee.
Yeah, incredible. Actually, there's some great guys on Shopee selling, for instance, old stock Bosch stuff. So I actually get a lot of the Bosch electrical bits off Shopee.
I see. Yes, that's where I learned about the electric compressor, and it's all made in China. So you just have to check the load, how much it will go, and I think you can get maybe a 80 ampere hour alternator for this car quite easily. You can always keep the old one for, you know, for putting back if you ever want it. This one runs an alternator, right?
Yeah.
Then you're alright. It's not one of those old generators. Roundabout, you go around the roundabout and you go out to the shops for breakfast. So this is the first time David has been up to Genting.
Another way.
Yeah, this exit.
Definitely out here.
It's 8.4 kilometers of driving to the guard post from here. This is a 1974 built BMW 202 TII Turbo that came into this country, and this car was registered 1st of January 1975. Then in April or May 1975, he was entered in the MMSC Enduro race held at Batu Tiga, and I was the starter, official starter of the race. That means I carried the flag and flagged them off. And this car was driven by Eric Hui, my dear friend, and Poncholo Ramirez from the Philippines, because it was an endurance race. It did not finish that first race because the rear axle caught fire when they were refueling because of the heat that was generated. And it also went later to Penang in the Penang circuit races that same year. Did he win?
No, I actually don't know the result. I know it participated, but I don't think it was placed, and I don't even know if it finished. I assume it finished, but I don't know.
Okay, so actually David has a picture from that race day, and what he did with this car, once it was refurbished, he took it around the circuit in Penang, and he took a picture in exactly the same place that the car was taken in 1975. So that's a lovely picture. It must have taken him a few takes. I don't know how many times he went around to get that perfect picture. And yeah, I hope to be able to show this picture in somewhere on this video. And we've just gone up Genting. I drove it a lot slower than David is doing now. Well, I love the car so much, and I didn't know the car very well. But David knows the car very well, and he also has another two 202 TIIs up in Penang. And on top of that, he's got a few other cars, which we won't tell you now. But when I next go to Penang, I'm going to his house to have a look at his garage, man. Okay, so I drove up, and David is showing me how to drive this car on the way down. It's lovely. So I'm enjoying this drive as much as I enjoyed driving the car. So anyway guys, this car is 48 years old. and it's been 47 years since I saw it, so it's a lot of nostalgia. It's not about the speed, it's about sharing this car with you guys. Okay, David has done a lot of work on this car. I won't tell you exactly how much he has spent repairing the car, but it's in 6 figures, and the first number is not 1, so you go figure that one out. Okay, anyway, if you want to buy this car in this condition right now, you probably have to pay something like 800,000, because that's what it's worth now in UK. Yeah, so whatever he's put in is definitely worth it. And of course, the sheer joy of owning this car is really great. Just now when we were eating in the coffee shop in Jaya, we parked it in a position that I could look at the car whilst I was having my breakfast with David. I've always had a fascination for the 202, but I never got down to buying one, of course. And look at how it handles. This is for 1974 built car. It actually is quite a brilliant car. 200 horsepower, I don't know how much torque, maybe about 250 Newton meters of torque, maybe around there. And 4-speed manual, no power steering. It's got 4-pot calipers in the front and huge drums at the back, 13-inch wheels and semi-slicks. There's a hump here. Sorry, and there's a few more on the way down.
Good to have your knowledge.
Yeah, another 300 meters, there's a hump before the right-hander. Not this one, the next right-hander. There's a huge hump there. Yeah, you got 100 meters to a hump. And of course, guys, this car, I'm sitting in the driver's seat, but there's no steering. So it's left-hand drive. And in case you're wondering how he pays his toll, guys, this is it. This is the toll handle. But why didn't you think of using a smart tag or RFID?
So I never got round to that technology.
Okay, don't let what he say fool you, because he's actually a PhD holder. He's an engineer. I think you must be an engineer, right? And he does R&D for LED lighting systems for a company somewhere in Penang. Okay, one more hump after this. You must have been watching quite a lot of my videos. You seem to know this road.
No, I don't.
You know? So guys, we are at the end of our drive. There's another hump here, and then after the left you will see the guard post, and you can relax after that. We'll do the wrap up after this, because I need to show David how to get back to KL. We don't want to end up in Kuantan today. Okay, you keep to the right. Okay, so guys, that's the end of our drive downhill with David Lacey. And thanks very much for being with me today. I really love today, and I will remember this for a very, very long time. And yeah, and guys, this is the BMW 202 Tii Turbo car. Really love it. Alright guys, thanks very much for being with us, and till we meet again in the next video. Bye bye.